Hey guys, welcome back. There you had an opportunity to see Joe and Ozzy doing a little bit of training. I wanted to point out some of the nuances of what was actually going on. One of the key points of the exercise was the entry on the hook. So if he throws the hook from this arm, I was moving in with my elbow, or rather they were working the elbow into the body and then getting an attachment point. Obviously, because he's not going to let me just grab him and manhandle him, I use my elbow to tenderize him a little bit. He's obviously defending here pretty good, but the goal was, and we'll bring this arm down, to get my hands behind his neck low. Unlike the Muay Thai plum position that holds high in order to keep the head this way, what I'm actually doing is I'm resting his forehead against my shoulder, and then I'm grinding him down. Okay, as I grind it, I'm just going to grind it on one side. Notice the position of his head. It's very uncomfortable. What this does is it facilitates a takedown using his neck. If we remember our principles of joint locking, we can't twist any joint in two different directions at once. So what we're doing is we're hyperflexing, or rather hyperextending his neck downward, and then I'm going to sharply turn. Obviously, you've got to be very careful with the neck when you do this. Okay. We're finding ourselves in a knee in the belly position, commonly seen in a lot of different styles, very popular in MMA for the ground and pound. Yeah, we can crank the neck forward this way. Any Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner will be very familiar with escaping from this. This is not a terribly difficult position to defend against. We're going to put a slight twist on it for our street fighting purposes. We may do this to set him up, but then we're going to slam the head down a couple of times. And this should stun him pretty good if it works. If it doesn't work because he's strong, he protects the neck, maybe he grabs his neck or does something to prevent this from happening, our follow-up move is quite simple. Okay. So again, come on up. We'll do it from this side so they can see. He throws the hook at me, I move in with my elbow. Obviously, this hand would be up in case he throws something from this side. Throw a hook there. Boom. Okay. He's going to keep the arm down for so you guys can see what's going on. So he throws the hook here. I move in. I grab on. I elbow him to soften him up. Once I've gotten my position, I grind his neck using my footwork. I bring him down. Crank the neck. Slam the head. That doesn't work. Kick him here. Sit down. Sit. I'm kicking him from this angle preferably. I don't want to kick into the center of his body where he can grab onto me. I don't want to kick him like a soccer kick where I can injure my foot. I'm getting a vulnerable position, vulnerable angle on his part and attacking him there. Okay, so we saw how we can use it to take him down and how we can bring the fight to the ground. Now, obviously you got to factor in that he's a viable fighter. Okay, we can't practice with a presumption that we're going to kick his ass because he's an idiot. We need to kind of have worthy opponents in our training. So a follow-up to this, in the event that he starts protecting himself, maybe he counters my knee strikes, would be to escape and then follow up with strikes. And our general rule of thumb is, if I try a technique and it fails, abandon the technique and move on to something else. Very often, if we're doing some type of grappling, like a neck hold, and he manages to escape, I want to clobber him right away. I want to get my hands flying right away. So I have him in position. I start to knee him. He's going to do what? He's going to hip check me. Boom. At this point, I'm just going to slick his head to the side and start delivering punches. Okay. So I'm in position. I go to give him my knee. He checks. Boom. I wipe his head to the side and let my hand rip. The beauty about this is that I don't want to let him get settled at any point. I want to clobber him right away. So as I spin the head out, the fist is right there ready. And there goes my combinations. In some of the earlier series, we saw some hand combinations and how to throw punches. This is where this would factor in. Again, he threw that hook at me. Boom. I came in. He checked me here. Boom, boom. Start letting the hands rip. I couldn't take him down, but I got to keep fighting. The fight's not done until the fight is done. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm Tony. This is Ozzy. Earlier you also saw Joe. Take care.